What are superpowers? Fictional, flashy. Nah. They're real. They're real, but they're not flashy usually. At least not yet. I have a plan that might make them flashy. I need some help. Don't worry about a backstory, fictional, metaphor. Don't worry about any of that because it's just us. We have the right. Okay? We have the right. All you have to know, we have the right. It's not like a force of right. It's not, that whole French whatever word phrase that would make me sound really smart right now if I remembered it. That's not what's going on. Let's just say we created this place in some capacity. We created this place, or we were helping with the creation of it, and because of that, we have a right to stay here. We're like sweat equity. We helped. Or whatever. In whatever capacity, right? Grandfathered in video game programmers, or ancient sparks of consciousness that became the living, or like, I don't know, like, what if there was this like world where, who the fuck knows? Could be any fucking thing. We're here. And get used to it. So, long story short, you're limiting yourself, and no one else is. Only you choose your own limits. And it takes time to change from choosing no limits or full limits, 100% limits, to choose, say, 60% limits. It takes time. You can't do it instantly. And everyone gives up because they're like, shit, I don't see results yet. It's like, I need to gain 10 pounds. I ate a quarter pounder. Why haven't I seen results yet? You just craft it up. Process. Things change over time. It's disgusting that I just made that metaphor. And it's certainly not great for such a hopefully memorable post. Like, subscribe, favorite. Whatever. Anyway, guys, I was going to say you're limiting yourself. Now, that's lesson 1. Okay, that's useless. Nah, you need lesson 2. Lesson 2 is whatever it is you've gravitated your entire life, skills you've had innately, interests, something about that tells a story about you. It could be a collage. You make a mental concept, a handle for your life, and start placing things onto that handle until you have a structure. And you have an understanding of who and what you are, coincidences, themes, threads. Study yourself. Know thyself. Study yourself. And then you'll begin to understand what your gift contributes to every situation you've ever been in. And how it might have turned differently if you didn't have a part in that. That's the first part of understanding that we're important and we have a right to be here. Because everything we do makes it go. It's good. Anyway. Third thing. After you know that all these things you gravitated to, like, oh, I've always studied psychology, and I've always been really good at puzzles, I've always been into game design. What does that say? Okay. Then look at things like your initials, or words, or coincidental words and concepts that have reappeared in your life. Strange things about yourself. Like, for example, my initials are RSK. We all have another initial. I. Everyone says that. I do this, I do that in English. So, in English, my name, R-I-S-K, Risk. I've always studied tactics to some degree, structures and things like that, because I'm most concerned with risk. I am most concerned with risk. It doesn't mean that I'm afraid of it. It means, wow, what are the odds? But also it's like, ah, shit, that's a little unlikely. A little bit of that. So which levels do you look at life? Do you say, oh shit, I'm gonna get hit by a car? Low level. Do you say, what the fuck? Give me a second. I need a second one. No one's perfect because we don't want to be perfect. No one wants to be perfect. That sucks. I'm not saying I could be perfect in this lifetime. There's no fucking way. So it's not going to happen. Because anything you've worked towards but not completed is done when you're done. So don't pick the huge world-changing projects unless you have a little subtle way to do it. Anyhow, I'm not anybody. I'm hoping people who know more will come forward after I do this shit. That's what's really happening. I'm not looking to be a guru. I'm not looking to teach anybody anything. Except, like, specifically, stop limiting yourself, look into yourself, and everything you do has a purpose. Even things that have hurt people. Sadly. Taught them something. Maybe they needed to learn that. You need to play the villain. And you don't remember why. That's fine. Don't worry about that. Point is, look into yourself. Look at weird coincidences and events that have happened in your life. Did you, like, a saw, like, should have cut your hand, but it didn't break the skin? What happened? Why? Ooh, maybe if you believe in yourself, you will have the ability that you have seen accidentally throughout your entire life. Just this passive ability to have thick skin, or probability control, or telepathy, or possibly chi blasts. Who the fuck knows? Lightning, fucking nanoswarms. I don't give a fuck what you do. I honestly feel like anything's possible because we choose to have certain things possible and certain things impossible. I'm kind of ready for the superhero reboot. Why the fuck not? I'm a nerd. I'm a game designer, but I'm not a traditional game designer. I'm not one of these guys that's like, let me look at the numbers and crunch those probabilities. I'm never good at that. I have to go to other sources to get that data correct, because I'm not good with that, because numbers mean nothing to me in an odd way. I'm almost a numerate, but I know that's probably what it is. It's like I'm almost a numerate, but it's like a literacy thing that can't be fought, like a dyslexic math. Okay. Anyway, I can understand patterns though, real quick. You know, I studied some cryptography and fucked around with a picture that had taken 3.5 years with like cryptography experts. And that means like NSA guys off duty. That means all sorts of shit. People fighting to find $100,000 worth of Bitcoin. They didn't. They didn't for 3.5 years. And so I read about it. Like, holy shit, this puzzle contains $100,000 in Bitcoin. I'm like, holy shit, I can get out of my marriage. That'd be sweet. We were done already. I mean, we talked about it, and I wasn't her type. Anyway, long story. Short-ish. I happen to be good with intuitively understanding probabilities. I don't put any numbers to them. It feels like a weight of light that's rising, if that makes sense. Like an angle that comes out of my chest, and how elevated and how high, how buoyant it is a higher probability. Okay, how low it is a low probability. But guess what? You can throw a little bit of oomph in there and kind of bounce the probabilities and fork the timeline a little bit. So whatever, no one can prove that. But guess what? Every time you see me do something badass, it was about my 6th, 7th time probably. Fucking Groundhog Day, except forward all the time. That's all it is. It's fun. And I barely remember the ones that failed. Barely. It's like a very faint echo in the back of my mind. Because I choose to limit myself. It's more fun that way. That's what I do. But I can hear the buoyant echo when I fail. I missed a little. I banked off the wrong thing. fucked it up, or I just didn't have the mojo to keep going that day. Mojo is like my term for emotional energy, whatever it is, just emotion. Sometimes I'm dead, and I'm like, I can't do shit. There's no momentum here. We're stagnant. And then something infuses me a little somehow. I go, holy shit, that's interesting. Whoa, I'm awake. Oh, feels so much better. And then I burn out a little, or get tired, or whatever. Fuck, bored maybe. So anyway, we all have our things. I'm not gonna brag about myself. I haven't done shit with that really, because yeah, I've done the bump into people, tell people things. Give them that little high five, or possibly like, holy shit, dude, really? You're gonna do that? Whatever it is. Little nudge, little bounce, little more options when it came to probabilities for themselves. Because everybody, you have to live every timeline. Everybody does. But you can choose which ones you focus on. So guess what? There's a part of me that's out there that's completely fucking miserable, but they're at a low energy level, low awareness. So it's taking less of my bigger resources. That's a lot. That's a whole fucking lot, guys. We're all in this together. Keep your stick on the ice.